Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Garibaldi and I am here for Friday's reading lesson. And today you're going to need your Reading Comprehension Journal page we are doing on a plane today. So PL, on a plane. Let me go ahead and share that with you so that you can see what we're working on today, and then you can pause the video while you go and get that page from your Reading Comprehension Journal. Whoops. Let's see. Sorry friends, I thought I had it all right. Perfect. All right. Sometimes the camera gets a little wonky in between shots here. All right. So if you need to, go ahead and pause this video and come back with your Reading Comprehension Journal. And we're going to start, just like every time, we're going to start with numbering our passage. Okay. So we number the lines of our passage for two reasons. One, so that we can then say what line we found our answers. And then two, when we go back and check our answers, we just can go back to that line and find it a little bit easier. Okay, so that is, really helpful especially when you get older. So we're gonna start practicing that now. And then also when you're talking about the text, it makes it easy for me to say, okay, go back to line 3 or go back to line 2. And that helps you find where I'm talking about when we go back into the text too, okay? So let's go ahead, let's number our passage. So this is line 1, line 2, line 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. All right, my friends, so we've numbered our passage, and now we're gonna go and we're gonna read the passage. And the first thing I wanna do is look for the blend PL. So when the P and the L are side by side, we say pull. Make that blend sound for me. Pull, like plane, okay? Or play, or plan, or please. One of my favorite words. Can you think of any other words that begin with the pull blend? Let's see if we can find those words in the text now. Okay, so let's read, and as we read, we're gonna go in and we're gonna circle those PL blends. So the title of this is called On a Plane. Plane. So I'm gonna circle the PL there. If you have a highlighter or a yellow crayon or a light green crayon, you can actually color those blends in too, okay? Here we go, line 1. Have you ever been on a plane? You get a ticket that gives you a special place to sit. So here's that PL, place. After you sit down, they give you an emergency plan. Next, the plane takes off. Here's plane. Then they bring you a plate with snacks. Plate with snacks. You should use your manners and say please and thank you. Oh, here's please. You can play in your seat until you land. Here's play. I can't wait to plan my next trip on a plane. Well, there were 2 PLs in this one. Plan and plane. And you notice, look what I noticed about plan and plane. They start the same, P-L-A-N, P-L-A-N. How did I know as a reader that this one was plan and this one was plane? The silent E. Yeah, this silent E makes the A say its own name. So instead of this being plan, it's plane. Nice. Okay, so now, just like in class, I want you to just sit and listen to the story, okay? And so you're just gonna listen and take it all in. I'm gonna read it at my normal speed. Here we go. On a plane. Have you ever been on a plane? You get a ticket that gives you a special place to sit. After you sit down, they give you an emergency plan. Next, the plane takes off. Then they bring you a plate with snacks. You should use your manners and say please and thank you. You can play in your seat until you land. I can't wait to plan my next trip on a plane. Nice. All right, friends, now let's take a look at question number 1. Help me read question number 1. Have you ever been on a plane? Have you ever been on a plane? This is going to be up to you. So if you've never been on a plane, you will say, no, I have not been on a plane. I have been on a plane. So I'm going to say, yes, I have been on a plane. Yes, I have been, and look, been on a plane right here, so I can copy that, okay, and I don't have to sound those out. On a plane. Period. Yes, I have been on a plane. But if you've never been on a plane, then you will say, no, I have not been on a plane. All right, if you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it so that you can write your sentence. Let's look at question number 2. What happens after the plane takes off? So, after the plane takes off, what happens after the plane takes off? So I need to find this right here, plane takes off, and then look at the sentence after that. Okay, so let's look at the text and let's see, can we find this phrase, plane takes off, in the text, and then we'll read the next sentence to find out what happened after the plane takes off. So, I found it. Next, the plane takes off. So I found where the plane takes off, and now I need to read the next sentence. So the sentence that comes after that. So the sentence that comes after that is this one. I'm going to underline it. And then I'm going to read it. It says, then they bring you a plate with snacks. So what happens after the plane takes off? They bring you snacks. All right, so I see the word they bring you, and you could say they bring you a plate with snacks. I think I'm just going to say they bring you snacks. So I just kind of put a box around the words that I want to copy, okay? That's going to help me because sometimes it takes a long time to sound things out, and if I can use the words that are in the text and just copy them, that makes it so much easier, and they're spelled correctly. All right, so when you guys get older and you have to take some writing test and some reading test, a lot of times they want you spelling things correctly that are in the text. Okay, so we can go ahead and train our brains to look for those words in the text and copy them to spell them correctly. We are already way, way, way advanced. Okay, so what happens after the plane takes off? Well, it's the sentence, so I capitalize my T. They bring you snacks. Period. We did it. And what line did we find that on? We found that on line 5. So I put 5 and I circle it here because then when I go back and check my answers later, I'll know where I found that answer. It'll make it so easy for me to find later. All right, next question. What can you do in your seat on the plane? So I might need to find like the word seat maybe. That might be something. What can you do in your seat? Maybe in your seat here. If we look for that phrase, that might make it easier on us. So let's go in and let's see. And you know, one of the things we talked about in class is it's the third question. Usually the last question isn't asking about what happens in the beginning of the text. It might, but we know that these reading comprehension passages are all very similar. So let's focus on this bottom part here because they're probably asking us about something at the end of the story, okay? So let's start and let's see. what can you do in your seat? So we're looking for in your seat. Should use your manners, please and thank you. You can play. Oh, I found it. I found the phrase in your seat. So I'm going to underline that. So let's read that whole sentence. Let's underline that sentence because I think that's where we're going to find our answer. Let's read that together. You can play in your seat until you land. So what can you do in your seat? You can play in your seat. So let's say you can play in your seat. We'll make a whole sentence. So let's capitalize the Y because that's the beginning of our sentence. You can play in your seat. Period. And we found that on what line? Line 7. All right, my friends, we did it. We finished our reading comprehension for today. So make sure that you have complete sentences, that you have capital at the beginning of your sentence, finger spaces in between your words, and a punctuation at the end. Now, you'll notice for number 1, we didn't have a number for the line that we found it on because this was your personal experience. Okay, so this question says, have you ever been on a plane? We don't have a line that we found that on because that came from inside of us, right? That answer came from us. So we left that part blank, okay? But we found our answers on line 5 and 7. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this reading comprehension today. I know I did. All right, if for any reason we left you behind maybe and you took a little bit longer, you could always pause the video, you can rewind it, you could watch it again. All right, I hope you have a great Friday. I wish you well. I love you so much. I miss you so much. And I hope to see you at our next live lesson on Monday. Have a great day. Goodbye.